I recently took an intro to folklore class, and I learned some things that got me thinking. Um, I learned that when society thinks of folklore, we often think of things like this: fairy tales, Cinderella, and the princess kissing the frog, turns into a prince, that kind of stuff, castles, princesses. Um, but when folklorists study folklore, most often they're thinking of things more like this. Uh, the art of letter writing and traditions that letter writers do. Celebrations and traditions like parades, Mardi Gras, which you can see an example of here. Folk art, which can be anything from quilt making to actually graffiti, and um, all the different traditions and such associated with that. Proverbs, jokes, anything that follows a pattern that can be taught face to face and passed on that way, and you can build upon. And personal experience narratives, which are just stories people tell about common experiences they have. I did my project on pregnancy folklore, so I did labor stories because women love to tell their stories about labor. And then my personal favorite, urban legends. You guys may recognize this story from the picture here. This is the story of Bloody Mary. It's a popular story teens tell. Now, these kinds of folklore can be adapted into popular literature and film. Most recently, the example I can think of is the movie When a Stranger Calls. It's adapted from the story of the babysitter and the murderer upstairs. Maybe we should get off this picture. It's really creepy. Then also Shakespeare even adapted many folk tales and folklore into his plays, adapting jokes and proverbs that were common. And then for example, in the play The Merchant of Venice, he borrows the story of a moneylender exchanging money for a pound of flesh from a very popular folktale that was thought to have come to Europe in that time from the Crusades, but he adapts it. That's the thing about folklore; it can be adapted to your current situation. That's part of the definition of folklore, is it changes over time, and is the product of many hands. It's hard to find an original author. But while I was doing this, I was thinking that folklore, maybe the definition ought to be changed a little. Maybe we should start thinking of things like this. This is folklore on the internet. So, for example, things like this, forwards where you're told, don't pump gas on April 15th, da da da. This is, you go to Snopes.com, you find out this isn't true. It's something that people were doing in 2007 too. It's not actually going to work, but it's just folklore that people pass on. There's religious folklore like sayings like, when you carry the Bible, the devil gets a headache. I've just defeated the devil. Let's share this and we'll all be in God's army. There's material culture like people posting pregnancy pictures of their baby bumps getting bigger. There's even popular YouTube videos that people do remixes of, and it changes over time. There's memes. There's lots and lots of memes and photoshops of movies that people add quotes into. So, anyways, I was just thinking, we really ought to rethink what we define as folklore and start including some of this really cool stuff and studying it to understand our culture better.